kita nak create satu bonding session. So towards yang pertengahan tu, second activity was craft making. So gunting surat khabar, everybody must take part. Papa gunting surat khabar, mama pilih yang mana nak gunting, and then anak gambar. So ada komunikasi dekat situ, perbincangan. So things that they think that dia biasa buat, tapi sebenarnya tidak. So dekat rumah, pagi-pagi Sabtu Ahad, ayah akan baca surat khabar, mak sibuk di dapur. Walaupun waktu tu bersama dengan keluarga, tak quality. So bila dah dikumpul ke atas satu tikar, they cannot go anywhere. So they have to communicate. So sudahnya makan-makan roti, sama-sama makan sandwich. Dah dapat buat craft, sama-sama display. So anak-anak berbunga-bunga rasa, oh, I spend time with my parents today, They hear me, they get my ideas. So the tipping point is, towards the end, saya minta parents buat satu sketsa. Sure, pakai puppets. So anak-anak melakonkan dialog satu family kena reka konsep cerita. So di situ parents punya berbalik lah feedback pada saya. Kata, puan, saya tak pernah perasan anak saya sebenarnya pandai dia petah bercakap. Kat rumah dia tak cakap-cakap pun. Okey. Saya tak sangka anak saya ada idea macam ni. Saya selama ni cikgu kat sekolah kata pembelajaran ajalah. This is the academic side. So there's no gauge, there's no experience wise yang parents boleh hadir ke sekolah untuk perhatikan kepribadian anak-anak tu macam mana diserlahkan pada masyarakat. So dekat dalam aktiviti atas tikar tu, everything happens within one day. So yang seronok tu, bila balik tu budak-budak semua happy, pegang tangan, lompat-lompat. This is what we want to see.
The family bonding. So I would say that's the big message lah. The big message is that family bonding can be designed,
created, yes.
Can be designed, can be created. Boleh di kadang-kadang mungkin parent malu nak buat because they need a third party to handle this family bonding ni.
Correct.
Sebab tu kita ada, even for family day pun kita ada the organizer to organize it, right? So I think this is where the buku yang you mentioned tu mungkin talk about the importance of family bonding, right? But it takes what you call a creative person yang understand what the bonding is all about and to design the activity of the bonding, alright, so that they could get the reaction, they can get the impact. So again, parents sometimes they expect something to be miracle lah bila dia nampak bila buat aktiviti tu, because everybody is always like value for money. No, the value for money. If I pay you so much, do I get this much? This is the wrong part about the mindset of people who are looking for values in the form of money. I pay you 100 ringgit, so I expect to get a value of this nature. Value cannot be evaluated. Cannot be evaluated. Macam example like element of love. Can you create love? Susah. Kasih sayang bukan something yang being created.
Yes.
It has its own chemistry by itself.
It grows.
Yeah, it come attached when they believe there is an element of trust to the right? So I would say now with the fact that COVID, do you think banyak orang ada family bonding ni ataupun they still behave distant walaupun semua bersama dalam rumah, tapi distance tu ada sebab being together doesn't mean you have the bonding.
Betul. Seperti aktiviti Sabtu dan Ahad, sekarang ni dia jadi Isnin sampai Ahad. So a lot of parents, family faces issues, especially those with the toddlers, anak-anak yang kecil-kecil, anak-anak yang sekolah rendah, belajar online perlu dipantau, while papa dengan mama kena buat kerja sendiri juga. So it's all about managing the situation at home in a different level. Lepas tu, you tak ready, you been put into the situation and to survive. So masa tu kalau kita tengok dalam Google Trend ya doktor, peningkatan art and craft punya DIY set Zoom
Wow, boom.
So parents memang tak ada idea apa nak buat, so they look for these items. So So termasuklah kami yang biasa buat workshop dengan anak-anak ni, bila tak dapat buat, so parents tanya, how lah teacher, I tak sempat lah nak buat online tutorial, semua tu kita pun sama, baru masih belajar kan. Jadi what I did was I made a cake, pizza. So ada dough, tepung and tomato sauce, tu saja. So parents tanya, okay, what do I do? Okay, read the instructions. So first you just mix the dough and then flatten the dough onto your mold. Lepas tu sapukan tomato sauce tu, and then the ingredients is up to you, what you want to put, hotdog ke, apa ke, whatever the family favorite is. So dia kata, wah berjaya lah, senang sebenarnya. Tepung tu kan tepung ala-ala tepung magic, campur air sikit, apa semua dah siap kan. So they feel, kadang-kadang tu bukannya parents tak tahu, they just need support. So that with that kind of support, anak-anak nampak, oh Pak Z, oh diorang, teacher mas hantar aktiviti ke? Yes mama, dia kata. So duduklah pakai apron dalam dapur. So it's orang kata baking, art and craft ni is like orang kata macam bahan asas untuk permulaan perbicaraan, communication,
to break the communication. Ni macam
jadi subjek
DIY Kidzania version of activity yang mana you make the communication become more easy going kan.
Yes, santai.
So selain daripada pizza, apa lagi aktiviti yang lain daripada, as you say, cutting, newspaper cutting? Because these are all like very simple handicraft, simple handicraft, but it creates a lot of the event for people to spend.
Yes.
And then some parents, they just kadang-kadang sebab ada perbezaan umur yang ketara, alright, people they don't want to be like, ni budak-budak punya cerita, tak nak lah main-main benda-benda budak-budak ni.
Nyepa, kotor rumah
main budak-budak. Ini it's like, bagilah kepada pembantu ke ataupun sesiapa atau kakak dia ke adik dia kan. That element tu yang membuatkan bonding tu hilang.
True. Terlampau nak perfect.
Tak perfect. Nanti
tak perlu
cuci rumah kena bersih. Right?
These are some of the feedbacks I get from the parents. So kita punya produk pun doktor ada banyak proses R&D juga. So at first I use acrylic colours yang mana colour dia outstanding, terang, budak-budak sangat suka. Tapi bila kena baju, kena furniture, kita boleh keluarkan dengan thinner. So it's very tedious when you do it at home. Tak sesuai. So saya tukar colour saya pada water base, tapi dapat juga still quality yang sama. Anak-anak masih lagi tertarik dengan brightness of the colours tu. So that helps. So baju semua kalau kena basuh dengan air, dengan washing machine biasa pun tak ada masalah. Furniture kalau kena lap je. So I have to keep on ensuring the parents it's okay. So meja kotor, it's okay, you can wipe it dengan wet tissue je.
Iyalah, tapi that is a form of different, as I said, mindset is that kalau everything must be clean, you know, it's all about, there's no communication lah. There is a what I call a give and take kan. You nak the communication or you don't want?
Saya cerita satu funny experience saya sendiri dengan anak saya. Saya pesan anak saya, okay, nothing on the wall. Okay, jangan conteng dinding. Oh, parents nak macam tu kan. Okay. 3 boys saya kata. Sekali saya tengah kemas-kemas rumah sekali tu, belakang pintu tu saya sapu-sapu tengok, Masya Allah, penuh lukisan satu pintu. The instruction was not on the wall. Bukannya door. So lepas nak doodle, penuh satu pintu doodle.
No, I went to my brother's place. Dia ada 3 orang anak, masa anak dia kecil-kecil. So my sister-in-law tu dia bagi anak dia draw. Okay. So when we go to dia punya house, penuh lah macam-macam. Actually, I find it very interesting because that is an expression of how people want to, communicate. Alright? And then there's nothing wrong because worst case scenario, bukan agak hari orang datang rumah kan. Nombor 2, benda tu boleh dicat balik.
Ya, betul.
Kan? So it is no big deal about it, right? It's just that kita kata parent yang kedekut masa, parent yang kedekut tadi, so they don't want anything to be destroyed because they believe this is going to be cost element. Tapi the element of allowing to do something that they want to do, expression dia, terkongkong tu tadi, itu yang creativity dia tak ada. True. Creativity dia tak. So this is where even you want to of course kita selalu kalau umur orang dulu kita duduk dan diam, jangan usik, jangan apa, jangan itu. So kita expect the behavior of the children tu is control, alright? But you can see some children, the parents, they have allowed their children to be on a free mode, kita panggil. And when they go kepada pergi ke tempat-tempat lain, you nampak dia orang macam very bebas and dia punya communication pun very open. You can see anak yang pendiam tadi dengan anak yang petah bercakap ni tadi, is because you can see the behavior of the child in terms of dia ada freedom untuk express, whereas the other one tu dia tak ada ruang nak express. And you can see they come from family yang itu tak boleh, ini tak boleh, sana tak boleh, semua tak boleh. No, duduk dan diam. You know, bahaya. Gelak tak, even gelak pun tak boleh. So apakah lagi cakap, kan? So you can see the pembangunan minda anak-anak tu tadi akan tersekat lah. Alright, tersekat. So how much of what is allowed and how much is good, not good, itu sukatan yang kita tak boleh nak control, because it comes from the experience of the individual. So kata experiential learning ni benda yang kita akan lalui pun, kita orang tua pun melalui, orang muda melalui. Alright, so COVID, dengan adanya COVID, zaman COVID ni, kita tak kata COVID tu untuk orang tua je, tak, dia ada kepada orang muda, tapi risiko dia pada siapa? Risiko dia kepada sesiapa pun. You tak pakai SOP, risiko tu ada. Alright, so back to our cerita pasal e-book ni tadi. So the two e-book yang you buat ni, follow up dia tu untuk orang nak dapat e-book ni senang je, dia boleh beli online, right? Tapi what if they have no time to read? So they want the activity that they you know, that they want to be together. So how does your perkhidmatan tu tadi boleh disambung selain daripada asking them to buy the e-book?
Buku ni ada dua. Satu tentang peranan papa dengan mama di rumah untuk support anak-anak toddlers, remaja dan yang meningkat dewasa. Yang satu lagi ni bersama makanan. So dua-dua ni on these two topics saya buat roadshow. Every week saya ada ni secara fizikal dekat Car Free Sunday, Shah Alam. Saya ada buat booth di Tasik juga, where I do 5 minutes craft, 10 minutes craft. So siapa yang datang boleh
Open lah. Open.
So pergi jogging, bawa anak, singgah.
But how do you tell people where you will be?
Saya guna media sosial.
Media sosial.
Media sosial. Saya ada marketing background, tapi saya, itulah macam doktor kata, kita kena sustain. So in a very small family business, we can't afford to leverage on whole budget of marketing on POSM and all that. Advertising, radio, semua tu bukan untuk kami. So we leverage on media sosial, we share. So apa-apa aktiviti yang berlaku, kita kongsi stories, progress anak-anak saya sendiri. Lepas tu our whereabouts. So saya biasanya ada dekat library untuk cuti sekolah. Saya ada buat program-program craft. Saya pergi satu Semenanjung, Johor saya pernah pergi. Saya ada student yang datang daripada Singapura, datang ke Malaysia, warga negara Malaysia lah, tapi papa mama dia kerja kat sana. They say it's cheaper, obviously, kat Malaysia kan, compare dengan Singapore. And activities tu bila kita tak selalu ada, itu jadikan dia special. So personality wise kita kena revamp sikit lah, sebab kita ikon dia. Sebab you yang mengajar, saya mengajar sendiri doktor. Selama 9 tahun saya tak ada cikgu yang lain. Train ada cuba tapi tak sama parents kata. Pendekatan dia tu nak daripada kita sendiri sebab kita yang aturkan konsep. So saya tak nak saya sampai hari ni masih turun badan, buka booth, buat aktiviti dengan kanak-kanak, dengan parents, ambil gambar, share dengan diorang gambar-gambar yang mereka ambil dekat dalam Facebook. Mereka ikut, follow Instagram and all that. So alhamdulillah, ada juga invitation to corporate clients untuk anak-anak staff cuti sekolah, they bring the children to the office, tapi semua orang ada aktiviti, semua papa buatlah kerja. So anak-anak ni nanti lunchtime kan mama ambil, papa ambil, pergi makan sama-sama. That has happened as well. Lain daripada tu, saya ada sponsorship programs untuk rumah anak-anak yatim. Kalau siapa-siapa individu ataupun syarikat terasa nak menyalurkan sedikit kasih sayang dan happiness. Sebab anak-anak ni bila kita bagi craft, tak kira lah craft tu macam mana, dia punya excited tu macam best sangat lah, macam hari-hari hari raya macam tu.
I tertarik dengan that corporate relationship. Kalau you ada that we call that corporate family bonding time. Okay, corporate family bonding time means, in other words, because sekarang ni kita tahu bahawa banyak employer dia nak contribute back kepada employee dia, ya, untuk increasekan the productivity of dia orang punya staff, right? And dia tahu dia punya employee dia banyak having young children, and then they have been working 6 days a week. Mana ada time nak bonding kan? So I always encourage, because I'm also a certified trainer on productivity link wage system. So I would like a lot of the corporate to take the role of family bonding tu.
Correct.
At least 6 months, 6 months in a year tu. So kalau dalam setahun tu dah ada 2 kali lah. To create the family bonding together with anak-anak, anak-anak employee sekali. Dengan employer bayarkan untuk this family bonding time. Banyak family day yang different version lah. Ada yang sukan, ada yang ada yang bentuk associated lah. So I nampak you punya program ni ada 2. I nampak yang boleh dipanjangkan. One is the corporate social responsibility for family bonding time. Itu memang fall di bawah sustainability lah, and productivity. Number 2 is the fact that this is a business. Alright, this is a business and it has an element of duplicating. Alright, duplicating because dia ada system, dia ada product, dia ada many version. So maybe as a business owner yourself, elemen yang boleh di licensekan ke ataupun di franchisekan, itu satu elemen yang mungkin boleh bawa kepada satu lagi aktiviti baru. Sebab I always believe in this. Every business dia ada elemen boleh create some element of duplication, alright, for the mass, untuk orang ramai pakai. Tapi quality assurance dia ada elemen dari segi elemen dia punya elemen values tu tadi lah. Macam kita nak controlkan dia punya value tu supaya benda tu tidak pergi jauh daripada. Macam sekolah, sekarang nampak sekolah Bistari, dia ada franchise dia. Lepas tu sekolah elemen of private school, tadika pun sama lah kan. I would say dalam approach you punya tadika, pendidikan awal tadi, ada banyak opportunity. Not talking about Malaysia alone. Not about Malaysia alone. It's all about also in the international market. Alright, there are people who probably want to have that quality assurance to be embedded and be applied. So ini secara pandangan jauh lah, vision kan. So because as I said, kadang-kadang effort kita ni bila kita ada family business, it's always about when we are available. What if we are not? So tak sustainable lah, right? Kan? So in terms of how we want to make sure that the continuity of your good effort, of your intellectual property, all this element ni mesti kalau boleh panjangkan hayat dia the project life cycle tu tadi, supaya benda ini boleh dikontinukan. Alright, so I think that is where we want to go. On sustainability is always to extend the application of the values on sustainability tu tadi, perhubungan yang baik antara kanak-kanak, anak dia, apa kata mak dia dah buat, besok cucu dia macam mana.
Betul.
Right?
Yes.
So there is an element of, dulu saya hantar anak saya tadika abim. Alright? Tapi tadika abim dia as one unique product by itself. Tapi bila kita nak hantar pada anak cucu kita tak ada. Sebab benda tu tak di franchise.
Dah tak ada dah.
Tak ada. Sebab the business owner dah tak ada.
Tak buat dah.
Right?
Yes.
So a lot of that intellectual property, a lot of the system yang boleh dipakai tadi tak boleh dipakai. Sebab it's all about the organic dia untuk sekejap masa.
At that particular time.
At the particular time, at the particular needs kan. So kita tak nak, kalau boleh bila kita dah ada dalam satu persatuan ni, Persatuan Sustainable Business Network ni, I always look point the point of view, how do we extend that business supaya benda tu tidak only ends up under the business owner je. It should be extended to community. Contohnya community pun boleh ambil alih, persatuan pun boleh ambil alih, supaya benda tu dapat dijalankan dalam keadaan continuity. Kau niat murni benda tu, the good values, right? So look at from the point of view of how we look at spreading kita punya rahmat kita tu, walaupun kita dah tak ada, tapi benda itu sentiasa membawa kebaikan kepada mana-mana komuniti, tak kira lah komuniti Malaysia ke luar negara ke. Because at the end of the day, knowledge is not easy to be acquired. And then something yang already turned into a project is not easy to be developed. So the project owner yang dah ada mampankan projek seperti ini, dia must now go to duplicate the project and give everybody the opportunity to duplicate, right? Supaya apa yang you dah belajar tu tadi, mereka boleh singkatkan pembelajaran, and they know how to learn it through competency way, so sustainable competency way, and mana dia orang become project manager. So under SustNET, kita memang competenkan project manager. Kita bukan competenkan skill. Right? Itu kami bukan pusat pertahuan nak competenkan skill. Kami persatuan yang mengkompetenkan project owner yang dah ada project. That's why our GPM Awards, kalau kita tengok our GPM Award, SustNET Award, dia more kepada kita look at you punya project, kita qualify je. Ada tak 5P tu? Macam you punya project, ada tak 5P? Product, process, people, planet, prosperity. You dah ada perhubungan dengan manusia, perhubungan dengan alam, and then you ada element of the sharing of with the community to enhance dia orang punya prosperity kan. So element tu dah membuatkan you mempunyai projek yang boleh diguna pakai dan oleh orang lain yang mungkin kalau dia nak buat, it will take another 20 years. Right? Yes. Tapi bila you dah buatkan, you dah singkatkan, of course they may only need probably 2 years to come to your level. Alright? So this is what, when we want to competenkan project management, is to make sure project you tadi you boleh expect. And then you ada niat nak expand. Kalau you tak ada niat nak expand, you tak boleh make people become project managers. Kita tak boleh train trainers. Trainers, after a while, they cannot project manage it.
Yes.
But what you have been doing,
execution wise,
you have been a project manager. That's why you know how to cut costs, you know how to do it. You are the trainer, you lah juga orang yang designkan the module. You are the project manager. So bila kita nak bantu orang to do a trainer alone, dia tak akan complete kerja. So kalau, that's why under the franchise program, kita bagi dia become project manager. Itu program franchise. Tapi kalau you ada elemen nak apa dia panggil, nak didik, Alima nak kembang, always look for the someone who want to become the potential project manager. Then from there, that's where niat murni you tadi bolehlah berkembang. Sama ada coming from your own family ataupun coming with your own network of people lah. Dalam business ni sometimes business family bukan semua family nak ambil.
True.
Bukan semua. Not everybody. Because the founder of the project yang dia design tu, dia punya ilmu tu mungkin tak sama dengan apa yang anak dia atau saudara dia acquire. So nak pass the family business is not easy unless mereka tahu benda tu dah siap dan dia nak ambil alih dia mudah. You know, like kalau franchise retail outlet, Kentucky Fried Chicken, McDonald, dia nak ambil alih senang sebab sistem tu dah ada. Alright, so always the founder have to do everything. Siapkan. Barulah orang yang kedua, ketiga tu dia boleh implement dengan keadaan dia tak payah kena jadilah the founder. And most of the thing that kita selalu founder pula selalu ingat you have to become like what we do. Itu yang membuatkan mereka lari.
Kalau dia tak perlu lagi sebab bahagian research and development tu, trial error tu kita dah
tak perlu, and we don't need to train them to go through that level.
True.
We don't need.
Yes.
So sometimes kita nak diorang go through it because that only they appreciate, right? Tapi that approach I would say is very traditional. I mean, you want them to go through the meal again, which they have no time and they are not interested.
In my opinion tu, sebab bila kita buat craft, kita guna banyak bahan asas. Bahan asas tu kami dah develop. So on our side, so even like contoh activity paint on wood ada banyak jenis wood. Ada wood yang sesuai dengan kanak-kanak, ada wood tak sesuai. So we have gone through that part. So getting the suppliers, informing them how to cut it in what manner. Memang machinery semua easy access nowadays. Tak macam dulu everything is handmade. So that lowers production cost. Bila kita buat in bulk, cepat, tak makan masa sangat. Tapi perbezaan dia di sini, teknik mewarna atas kayu tu yang kita ajar pada yang berminat, pada parents, pada cikgu-cikgu, kakak-kakak tadika. So teknik is what they have to learn. Operation wise, production wise, kita dah up satu level dah. So they skip that part. So apa yang sesuai untuk anak-anak, of course benda yang tak berbucu. There's always potential that toddlers come and put it in their mouth. So adakah benda-benda ni, cat-cat ni semua safe for children? So we have actually covered all that part. So tak perlu risau lagi. So benda yang dah siap, tahan lama. Ni kadang-kadang parents dia rasa rugi bayar bahagian art and craft ni.
Hello, kami buat production. Ada production lain kat sana ke? So, kan? Jorin dia kata tadi?
So maknanya apa yang saya cakap tadi?
Yang tadi handicraft tadi.
Okay. So handicraft ni parents hanya perlu gunakan bahan-bahan yang kita dah siapkan ni. Gunakan teknik yang kita dah ajar, gunakan the right colour, and then produk ni boleh kita simpan lama. So kadang-kadang I have met a few parents yang bukanlah quote, bukanlah cheapskate, tapi kita perlu manage expectation. That's what marketing is all about, ya doktor. Kita manage apa yang customer nak, and then we produce apa yang according to dia, terbaik, sebaik mungkin. So parents wanted, I don't mind paying RM60, I don't mind paying RM120. Tapi by the time I balik rumah, barang tu dah tak ada, rosak.
So I would say you are more application based, yeah, application based. So maksudnya pemakaian peralatan will create the bonding, and also the fact that teknik menjalankan kerja tu, it's more about the skill.
experience. Tak perlu
Experience.
skill sangat pun. Experience tu will actually teach parents and children on getting better. So saya selalu buat macam album untuk student-student saya. So first class memang cak dia macam tu lah.
Kalau boleh, this is where we will be very good. Nanti bila kita buatkan the short video tu, kalau you ada sampel ataupun gambar, you know, yang you ada menunjukkan evidence of your training tu tadi, that will help us to bagikan example lah kan, to add in, because most important thing dalam kita nak mempromosikan the ilmu tadi dan juga untuk mempromosikan you punya services is for children, for the people who saw this, they sign up. Right, they sign up. So the activity is signing up, because kita knowledge, kita tahu bahawa once they get knowledge, dia faham tapi dia tak buat. Dia tak buat maksudnya terlepas, right? Tapi kalau kita nak bagi dia, jangan lepaskan peluang, jangan terlepas. So this is where kita kena ask them to take the action immediately. So kalau you ada promosi, kalau you ada discount ke apa ke, then this is where we want to share that information supaya kelemahan yang sedia ada sekarang ni bukan kelemahan mereka tak mampu, kelemahan yang mana mereka tak tahu.
Mereka takut pada sesuatu yang baru.
Yeah.
They don't know what to expect, what to do, how to behave. So benda macam ni very important pada social, orang kata
the impact social.
Yeah.
Impact social tu very important, because most important thing is we want listeners out there, whoever that involved in early childhood education, masalah ni sama, standard. Alright. Now, where is the best place to have that activity tu? Sama ada dekat syarikat, sama ada aktiviti luar, ataupun aktiviti dalam rumah, in your own home. Alright. So the multiple impact tu tadi, multiple impact tu yang selalunya kita nak duplicate kan.
Yeah.
So kalau nak, diorang kata nak buat kat rumah, definitely your time will be a bit too limited. Okay. So the best thing is to send them the product. Alright, that is where you can duplicate. Kalau nak buat kat corporate, mungkin the element is your schedule time. Kalau nak buat just kat dalam satu syarikat yang mana mungkin 4-5 orang je, mungkin tak berbaloi. Then that is where you will have like a bigger space, yang mana semua corporate,
more attention given to the children.
So satu dewan contoh kan, dewan yang mana syarikat-syarikat dia orang boleh hantar bonding time tu. So that will have a bigger coverage lah. Alright, kat mana-mana lah. So I think the strategy is that one is, of course, we want to not to say cut cost. Number 2 is we want to also understand that this has to be done.
Perlu.
This has to be done. So I want to know, kalau ada anak-anak yang umur 2 tahun ke 3 tahun, what is your activity punya age band?
Okay. Biasanya kita akan asingkan ikut level of umur. 3 tahun, 4 tahun, 5 tahun, one group. 6, 7, 8, one group. 9, 10, 11, 12, one group. So bezanya ability of these children to conduct the process, to go through the process. So kalau tak ngam proses dengan umur, dengan capacity dia, kemampuan, kebolehan dia, benda tu tak achieve. Maknanya keseronokan tu tak sampai. Dia akan rasa benda ni bahaya sikit, sebab dia akan rasa tak confident lah, I'm not good at this, I don't want this anymore. Kita tak nak tu. Sebab banyak art dengan crafting ni, dia guna all 5 senses. We can actually create an activity that uses all 5 senses at once. So itu beza dengan main gadget. So yang seronoknya dia boleh bau, dia boleh makan, dia boleh rasa, dia boleh lihat, dia boleh pegang, dia boleh dengar. See, these are the five
So
senses.
what about assessment? Saya minat juga dalam bidang assessment.
Assessment?
Okay. Kita tahu bahawa kadang-kadang kalau we are going to be there, takes time. Tapi kalau kita bagi peralatan tu dalam keadaan mereka buat di rumah, and then they take the video, alright, and they send to you the video, and then you will give your criteria, alright. That can also be a part of your service, right? So I think then that services juga boleh dibantu oleh pakar-pakar yang lain, pakar kanak-kanak yang lain, mungkin pakar behavior yang lain, ya. So I'm looking at point of view of the industry. Industri pendidikan kanak-kanak ni dia industri yang besar, alright. Tapi kalau kita tak integrate dengan orang-orang yang mungkin juga terlibat dalam pendidikan kanak-kanak, dia seolah everybody is doing things in a separate mode.
Isolation, lepas tu tak ada
integration.
Dia tak ada integrasi. Aplikasi tu kurang.
So saya always look at peranan SustNET is always how do we integrate all these players dalam keadaan everybody will give their input, alright, give their input, and everybody will help to solve the problem with the kids, alright. So kita bukan nak buat penilaian terhadap kanak-kanak tu dari segi dia punya masalah dia, alright. Kita tahu kanak-kanak tu dah ada elemen risiko, alright. Tapi kita nak didik parents dia. Parents dia dalam keadaan parents dia tak tahu nak buat apa. Kalau dia are not smart enough, right? So tapi banyak parents dia bila dia orang dah melalui experience yang pahit ni, so orang lain bagi pandangan pula dia tak mau dengar sebab
deny.
Dia rasa dia lebih close dengan, and then dia defensive kan, because dia tak nak anak dia tu dia dapat assessment yang salah.
And also sometimes parents are worried they are being judged. Itu yang dia paling takut. Dia tak nak, anak you macam ni, you tak ajar dia ke? Itu benda-benda negatif yang kita daripada dulu lah, zaman dulu lagi we are less open tentang perkara-perkara macam ni. Tapi
atau the way we say it to them, kadang-kadang kita ni cara bahasa kita tu menyinggung, ya, bahasa yang menyinggung. Kenapa ni? What is this? Kenapa macam ni? So membuatkan perasaan jadi terkejut.
Terkejut dan terus defensif.
Betul. I mean I don't deny. Macam saya pun masa mula-mula baru kahwin dulu. So kita pergi ke rumah mertua kan. Sekali walaupun kita dalam satu Malaysia, tapi budaya lain-lain kan. Saya orang Perak, kahwin orang Kedah. Jadi bila pergi ke Kedah, sekali mak mertua tegur, macam mana abang ni? Kenapa buat macam ni? Siapa ajar ni? Jadi dia punya assessment tu dalam keadaan kita macam buat satu benda yang salah. Padahalnya all this while we say, there's nothing wrong of what I've been doing all this while. Tapi bila kita di bawah somebody else punya assessment, kita dianggap tak betul ataupun tak berkualiti contohlah, right? So these are some of the negative perception ataupun budaya kita yang takut dengan apa kata orang.
Being judged
kata. Bila nak maju ni kan?
Jaga je. Tak boleh grow lah. And then dia sorokkan masalah tu. To make it worse. Sorokkan masalah tu. Bila sorok masalah, seolah tak ada masalah. Padahal masalah besar. Right? Simpan. So and then bila dah kritikal sangat, baru dia nak share. By that time it's too late. So there is no one perfect solution. There no one. And there is no one having an ideal solution. Alright? Saya rasa perkara parenting, perkara pekerjaan, it's always new thing to learn every day. Ada je ilmu baru. So saya nasihatkan pada parents yang baru-baru ni, tak perlu risau sangat. Just orang kata just do your best untuk membesarkan anak-anak ni, dan selalu berbincang, be kind to the caretakers, the kakak-kakak nursery, because when you are kind to them, they would communicate. Macam doktor cakap tadi, they would share. Bila dia share tu, kita akan nampak walaupun kita tak ada dekat situ, mereka ni dah mata dengan telinga kita untuk jaga anak-anak kita. So from them we learn, and there is no wrong in creating good ukhuwah antara mama papa dan nursery pun. Saya banyak kawan-kawan daripada nursery, and they are practicing beyond the norm. Saya ada kawan yang bawa bas sekolah, every cuti sekolah dia bagi hamper dekat parents student dia. So dia kata tak ada apa saja nak bagi ukhuwah, nanti lama dah tak jumpa budak-budak ni cuti kan, dia kata nanti nak jumpa lagi. So dia tinggalkan barang. So anak-anak tu sendiri ada link personally dengan apa orang kata kita. Jadi parents pun yang sama, tak perlu risau. Macam saya ada seorang young mother kata nangis-nangis, teacher tolonglah saya dah buat salah. Apa? Kata tenang, relax. Anak saya ni main gadget daripada dia baby. Saya tak tahu benda ni semua tak membantu dia. Saya ingatkan dia pandai English, dia pandai bercakap. Sekarang ni dia tak mau bercakap. Kenapa? Dia tak mau bercakap, pegang pensel tak boleh, apa, tangan semua lemah. Dan hidup dia dengan handphone tu. Kalau tengah charge pun dia duduk tepi PowerPoint tu. Saya dah sampai tak tahu nak buat apa. Satu hari tidur je tidak dengan handphone. So di masalah gadget yang keterlaluan, dan parents ni dah takut sangat. Dia tengok anak dia macam tu, tantrum tak bagi handphone, marah, ambil handphone orang lain, tak kira siapa punya, sampai to that extent. So dia dah takut. Dia kata, I know I've done something wrong, I guess it's the phone, tapi how do I rectify? Anak tu duduk dengan saya dekat kelas lah, menjalani aktiviti. Dalam masa 3 minggu je, dia lupa handphone dia. Seminggu 2 kali je jumpa, sejam setengah. So what I did was, I introduced to her activities. Yang bahaya sikit lah, main setrika, letak crayon. But with instruction, children are the best listener and the best instruction takers. And she can listen, dia tak ada masalah pendengaran, dia boleh dengar. Dia mungkin ada masalah komunikasi, because gadget only gives one-way communication. So dulu-dulu lah, sekarang apps dah makin canggih ya, boleh kita respon, dia bagi feedback. So it's different that time, last time. So always saya letak anak tu dekat river, teresak-esak ni, takut. Dia tak pernah orang dengan orang lain. Mak dia tinggalkan, dia tak nangis. Okay, dia kata okay, I will stay. Tapi mak dia daripada asalnya duduk kat tangga, lepas tu duduk dekat luar, duduk kat kafe bawah. Lama-lama she's alright. So duduk atas river, mengala, nangis. Sebab dia tahu dia tak boleh pegang color macam orang lain. So dalam pembelajaran secara grup ni pun kadang-kadang ada efek dia pada anak. Dia tengok kawan-kawan lain boleh buat. Kalau ramai tu, doktor imagine 30 orang boleh buat, you seorang tak boleh buat. Masalah tak? Budak tu akan rasa trauma.
Macam sekolah lagi.
Yes, exactly. So bila kita confine dia dekat tempat yang lebih kecil, ada 1-2 kawan boleh buat, dia tak rasa inferior, dia tak rasa takut. Oh, okay lah, 2 orang boleh buat, I pun nak try lah buat macam dia. So these are the things that yang kita tak perasan. Bila kita diletak dalam situasi yang berbeza, we see new things. So this is what I
Yeah. I believe that, you know, kita pun sama dulu. Kalau kita tengok kawan kita lebih pandai, kita rasa
inferior kan?
Inferior. Dan kita boleh kata tak apalah, I will do it at home. So kita akan buat secara sendiri, buatkan kat rumah, and then from there we know whether we can do it. So it's always we have space to learn ourselves dalam keadaan mungkin kawan kita lebih cepat. Right? Macam kita kecil dulu, spelling is always apa orang kata, satu judgement yang paling tinggi ya, tentang intelligence. Kalau buat spelling test saja, you can see someone will know how to spell better than you. So kita will always have the judgment regarding the fact that, you know, people are more intelligent in spelling. Alright. So what I'm trying to say here is that apa yang membuatkan kanak-kanak ni jadi terbantu, alright, Macam saya ada cucu autism. Ada cucu autism. Of course, kita tahu communication skill dalam autism kid ni amat tinggi. Dia punya social interaction dia amat kurang. But that doesn't mean they cannot perform. Alright? It's just that they have an element of the lack of social interaction tu tadi. Because dia dalam dia punya metabolic reaction dia tu slow untuk dia bercommunicate. But the fact that bila kita dalam budaya yang menghukum kanak-kanak mengikut standard education, kamu dah berapa jam dah 7 tahun tak boleh lagi pegang pensel. Itu satu judgment call yang menghukum.
Yes.
So that is where some of the education system yang sedia ada ni berbeza-beza. Kalau kat Jepun lain, kat Korea lain, kat Amerika lain, kat US lain. So there is no one education system to say what they do is perfect. Right? It's all about the balance of how you expect the children to perform.
Expectations.
Right? Expectation. Macam autism kid, walaupun they're not, I think nothing wrong with them. It's just that they have a different skill altogether, and we just know how to communicate with them lah. Kita tak boleh menghukum, mengatakan mereka tu quality yang tak baik ataupun orang yang tak ada berilmu contoh kan. And I always believe even though you may be a late learner kita panggil, but you can be a high achiever. Not necessarily you are a fast learner, you are a high achiever. Right? And I have seen dulu budak-budak yang kalau bayar sekolah kita dulu mungkin dia cepat pandai, cepat catch up and all that. Tapi in life they probably have got problems that they face that they cannot handle.
Betul.
It is not about what you excel in school will determine what you excel in your life. There is no connection. It's all based on the community or the people you're with, your friends, your parents, whatsoever. So at the end of the day, life is all about accommodating, blending, interaction, right? So apa yang kita nak bagi dalam your e-learning tu tadi is opportunity to rectify.
Yes. Even for children, doktor sebut tentang anak-anak autism. Children with special needs lah. Saya rasa anak-anak saya pun ada. Kita jaga dia daripada pemakanan. So that's why I created the book on simple recipes for mom and dad to prepare at home. Supaya anak-anak ni lebih relax and stable. Bila kita makan, kita energetic, dia jadi lagi hyper. And sugar banyak parents yang salah faham. Sugar is bad for the teeth and all, but it's food for the brain. So kalau hidup kita ni tak ada gula, tak boleh lah, brain tu tak develop. So bezanya, when to take this sugar, janganlah ambil waktu nak tidur. Memang tak tidur lah budak tu. Kan?
So chocolate is not good at night.
Yes. So kita makan benda-benda yang manis-manis ni sebaik-baiknya tengah hari. Because this is where the sun is bright, energy dalam badan kita semua sistem badan sedang berfungsi dengan baik. So that's where the sugar comes in and it helps. Tapi kalau dah lepas pukul 6, bagi anak coklat, beli dekat mamak roti, segala kek-kek tu, memang jawabnya, will you get hyper kids? Mama balik kerja, nak masak, anak terginja-ginja, pening kepala, gaduh-gaduh. This is not a perfect home. So basically kita rasa jaga makan dia. Set the rule. So jadikan something yang rasa-rasanya tak sesuai untuk anak-anak tu as a reward je. Gadgets, make it as a reward. Food yang kita tahu nutrien ni tak bagus untuk anak-anak, tapi this is what everybody eats. Kita tak nak mention kan, tapi boleh, tapi as a reward. So at the end of the day, Alhamdulillah I tried that method with my boys. They understand. So sampai satu tahap, we give them an option. Okay, we are going out for dinner. What would you like to have? Oh, we go for this. So terperanjat. Kita ni yang ada rasa nak makan itu, tanya dia tak nak ke makan itu? Tak nak. dia dengan sendirinya akan tidak mahu, and they will know when to treat themselves. So contohnya macam instant noodle, saya tak berapa praktikkan. Saya masak instant noodle tu, tapi sachet tu saya tak guna, saya buat sendiri punya flavor. So to them it's gourmet food. So 2 bulan sekali baru dapat green light untuk makan. We don't even buy, keep at home. Tu beza dia, because it gives children the hyperactiveness yang melampau, and dia lama nak hilang daripada badan tu untuk dia stabil balik, tu lebih teruk daripada coklat. So this is what I discovered with my kids. So lain-lain anak, lain-lain dia punya
Metabolic
rate dia, penerimaan dia, allergies. Some children have allergies to chicken, so kita tak tahu. So it's good to find out on food juga, sebab sometimes it helps the child to stabilize and think, grow better. So basically itulah yang area yang paling penting yang saya highlightkan untuk parents adalah support di rumah, how to manage when you're at work, and manage time management, manage your expectation towards your children, be kind to all the people you work with.
See, dari segi pendidikan kanak-kanak ni, it not only cover the education, it cover the food, the relationship, the bonding time, right? And of course, the element of what is it that they've been given in their hands every day. And they've been given gadget every day. That's where they got to be connected with the gadget every day lah. So you give them toys, they get connected to the toys every day. So some people, talking dia kecil-kecil, awal-awal dah letak pegang baby.
Dalam stroller, pegang iPad besar, tengok kartun and all that. I have actually students yang cakap, apa? We can't even understand whether it's English ke atau bahasa Malaysia. Tapi the mother was so proud, kata, oh, my kid only speaks English. Sekali I dengar betul-betul, tak, when they communicate with the friends, it wasn't English. It's the fact that dia pasang headphones, so benda tu berbisik. Dia affect komunikasi anak tu dengan orang lain.
So dia
belajar daripada gadget tu begitu. Jadi dia communicate dengan orang pun macam tu je. Dia tak, the clarity dia tak ada.
Yalah, pasal dia dengar, and orang tu bercakap secara pelan, dia pun cakap pelan lah.
Dia jawab, dia reply. So machine tu tak adalah kata error ke apa ke kan. You're not clear enough ke apa ke. So kartun yang dia bagi anak dia tengok pula, saya sendiri terperanjat, kartun tu tak ada voice over. So it's just movements. So the child doesn't learn much apart from movement. So anak dia jadi macam, dia kata kenapa anak saya aktif? Dia bukan aktif, budak tu mememekkan apa yang dia belajar daripada cerita kartun tu. So pada dia benda tu lawak. So kita berhati kan dekat center tu, kita tengok macam mana keadaan dia berhati orang.
This is interesting. This is one, I think this is our I would say, kita akan, we are actors of something. Kita suka berlakon kan. So bila kita ada patung baby doll, kita akan bercakap dengan baby doll seolah kita jadi mak. Right? And baby doll jadi anak. Because we are looking at our parents with us. Kita jadi anak, itu jadi mak. So bila kita dengan orang lain pun sama. So the same thing with all these gadgets, with all the toys, actually they are reflecting of their role. Am I going to become mother now, or I'm going to become a student now, atau apa kan? So it's the, we will have that change of our peranan tadi, our role, dalam keadaan kita nak memainkan peranan sesuatu. I remember when I was a kid, I was talking about when I was 4 years old lah. So my mother ada recipe book, Shaw punya recipe book, right? So and of course and then kita nampak benda tu ada tulis kan, but you don't know how to write, but you already start to imagine that you want to hold a pencil, and then you want to write. So I remember I started to pretend that I'm writing. And I buat macam tulisan cacing lah. Jerit-jerit, ada panjang, ada pendek. So I'm imagining that I'm writing something, but kalau pendek tu pendek dah cacing dia. Kalau panjang tu panjang lah cacing. So we don't know what is
exactly
how to
yeah.
But the whole book I buat macam first page, second page. So it's right, I complete the whole thing. Sebelum Mama kata, that's my recipe book. But that was my toy book.
Exactly.
Your toy book. In terms of how you express,
yes.
you become a writer, a teacher, a student.
That's the learning part.
That's the learning.
process.
So that is actually, there was a change of what I wanted to be. I want to become a student, so I start to write.
Correct.
When I want to become a teacher, I start to write. When I want, so the toys become the peralatan untuk kita change our character lah tadi. Kita nak main peranan apa.
Betul.
Right?
Yes.
So I think that what you mentioned about the application, so we need to have as many applications as possible.
Correct.
So bila somebody got every day the toys, they are going to behave, as you said, either they are going to make the toy,
what role they want to play that
what
day,
role they
yes.
want to play with the toy.
Drama macam mana.
Right.
Exactly.
So kalau dia ada multimedia, dia dengar so dia akan play the role of the person inside the multimedia. Right?
Characters yang dia nampak.
Because
Yes.
itu yang dia learn. Sebab dia learn orang tu bercakap. And then dia akan bercakap seolah-olah macam orang tu bercakap. Because dia taking the role of the people yang dia baca tu. Because that is the replication yang I nampak student tak kira lah orang tua ke student ke akan buat. Because we will always want to repeat something yang kita nampak.
Yes. Or for a lot of reasons lah.
For all reasons.
For
Macam
all
kita
reasons.
macam fashion and trend. Kenapa kita pakai sekarang ni trend kita lah pakai baju jubah. Oh, ramai yang pakai. Why? Because we have followers of a certain behavior. Same thing, action and all that, right? So children of young age ni pun, they are followers juga.
Followers, they have their own preference. So that's why we need to let them decide on certain things. Be it whether dia rasa recipe book tu is a toy to them, let it be. Because they are learning kat sana. Legos and all that.
They will be starting to behave at what they want to behave, or acting, we call that. They want to duplicate and act, which they believe menyeronokkan. As a singing, because dulu I suka nyanyi dekat dalam bilik air. Because when I hear music, I start to imagine myself as a singer. So kita nak nyanyi kat mana? Nyanyi bilik air lah. So that's where you start to imagine how a singer will behave,
Correct.
how they react, kan? So those are things I would say in the early childhood education, we have to give them the space, the time, the acting that they want to do. Because that will make them understand many colours of life.
Yes, exactly. Like my son sekarang, youngest son, he believes he's a magician sekarang ni. I said okay. Started off a few months back. Dia dapat a deck of cards. So what I said was to do with the card, with rumah, guna playing cards tu buat rumah. That didn't interest him. What he did was, he took the handphone, pergi YouTube, dia jumpa play cards tricks. So he learned from there. So now he's going around with playing decks in his pocket. Sekarang dah ada upgrade dah, waterproof version.
Practice lah,
dia practice. And when we go out to our street art, he has another table. He shares his magic tricks to children. Petang-petang pergi taman bawa kad, naik basikal.
It's a way of attracting interest of people and their own connection.
Dia connected to that thing, and it's amazing. Kita tanpa disuruh dia buat presentation, tanpa disuruh.
Dia bukan dia berlakon apa yang dia rasa dia nak. Dia akan imagine the clown.
Yes.
Dia akan imagine the magician. Macam mana dia buat. So the repetition will come inside dia punya imagination, and that's what he's doing.
So saya rasa gadget ni bukanlah, saya bukan anti gadget, tapi saya rasa untuk pembelajaran awal anak-anak tu kita kena tentukan kesesuaian. So at that age saya perasan anak saya 10 tahun, dia dah tahu function YouTube tu, dia dah tahu nak type apa ataupun voicekan apa yang dia cari. He dah tahu sikit-sikit apa yang patut tengok, apa yang tak patut tengok, apa yang selamat, apa yang tak selamat. So dari situ benda tu jadi kebaikan instead of keburukan. So from there on, saya perasan dia ada level of age entry lah kita kata, untuk gadgets and aplikasi dia. So daripada yang kecil-kecil ni mungkin kalau anak-anak tu belajar melalui audio, so ulangan-ulangan perkataan daripada apps would be good, tapi not for a long time sebab nanti mata dia sakit, otot leher dia rosak, perkembangan minda dia terbantu. Jadi kita, as we know, minda otak ni dia berhubung bila kita melakukan experience things, that's where you learn the best. So kalau kita limitkan anak-anak yang baru, yang nak membesar ni dengan perkara-perkara yang stagnant, untuk pada saya stagnant lah, apa yang square ni stagnant, it limits the child punya potential. Dia nak cari diri dia siapa, dia nak cari minat dia apa, sampai tak boleh. Itu yang kita tak nak. Tapi pendedahan tu perlu ada sebab it's lifestyle. Kan kalau anak saya dulu, subhanallah, saya rasa guilty juga doktor, pergi restoran, meja lain semua benam muka dalam handphone, anak saya pergi dekat orang yang tak kenal tu jenguk iPad. Sampai tahap tu saya tak bagi. So I feel, oh no, this is wrong. Kata kita tak nak lah validate orang punya privacy in that way, sampai tak nak anak kita pegang gadget. So panggil dia balik, kata apa yang you tengok? Oh, I saw Upin Ipin. Oh, okay, we rectify that. Okay, so bila dia nak buat something tu, I saw this game kat sekolah, dia cakap, what is that? Okay, introduction, bawa dia, duduk dengan dia, biar dia pegang iPad tu, tapi kita control. So kita tahu, okay dah cukup masa, okay dah, let's stop, we do this tomorrow. So kita pujuk dia. So with that monitoring, it works better. So anak-anak tu tak adalah macam obses sangat, sebab dia dah ada idea dah nak buat apa selain daripada dengan handphone tu. I can do many other things, you know, I can play with my play cards, you know, do my magic show, I can scribble, I can write a book, I can do a lot of things if I don't have my handphone. Jangan kita limitkan dan bagi anak tu faham handphone adalah segala-galanya. Yang bercakap dengan you handphone, yang you nak tanya apa-apa, Google. Kita tak nak understanding tu. So bila dia dah cukup matang, understanding itu dah ada, kita baik boleh suggest. Dia akan tanya soalan, why is this? You have access to handphone now, why don't you Google it up? Google
option lah. As long as they know where is the option.
Yes.
Kita boleh tahu kematangan budak tu bila dia boleh buat keputusan yang waras kan. Tapi I just say mistake will always orang tua pun buat mistake.
Yes, kita kena monitor sebab kan keselamatan cyber and all that. Mungkin dekat Malaysia ni tak ada lagi sampai tahap macam di sana. Di sana dalam tweet pun boleh jadi isu. Kita tweet kita dekat spesifik tempat, kadang-kadang tu registered tu dia beritahu kita punya location dekat mana, ada orang jahat yang nampak dalam grup tu, benda tu jadi tak elok, sedangkan benda tu untuk sorang-sorang, untuk you know, so
there's always an element of the good and the bad.
Yes.
And there will always be the bad element anyway, right?
Exactly.
It's just matter of impact dia yang terkena pada kita tu, to what extent the impact is damaging lah. Kan?
Saya rasa bahagian yang damaging tu yang perlu remaja faham. What damage can be done and can occur when you do this. No, it happened, dah berlaku, dah ada sejarah, cerdik lah. Kan? So untuk as the anak kita grow older, sekarang saya deal dengan my toddler semua dah besar. So saya sekarang deal dengan pre-teens. It's a different ball game altogether. So maknanya we let them experience, tapi we monitor. We take a step behind and we monitor. They will come back. Be a friend. Macam mak bapak dulu kata kan, bila anak ada remaja, you have to be their friend. So it's still that same concept. Cuma dalam istilah yang berbeza sebab kita ada perubahan zaman ni. Anak-anak ni akan datang balik and talk to us even about sensitive things, you know, like private things, benda yang dia selalu bincang dengan kawan-kawan. Dia tak malu untuk bincang dengan parents and ask, what do you think? You know, so daripada situ lapang jugalah rasa hati, because you tahu your teens are actually talking to you and not to other people kan. So saya rasa monitoring daripada tahap awal tu penting, and then kita kata luangkan masa and perhatian. So when they ask something, silalah beri jawapan. Jangan bagi satu, sebaik-baiknya bagilah beberapa supaya anak tu boleh berfikir, oh okey. So the first step ni memang vital to produce something yang a good mindset yang dia boleh decide slowly. Kita pun still learning, tapi like I said, we try our level best. Jangan nanti kita terkilan kan. Saya ada banyak kawan-kawan yang kata tak nak tiba-tiba je nak berhenti kerja. Kenapa? Kata you dah kerja, you tahu tak, I tahu-tahu sedar-sedar anak I dah besar, I missed out so many things. Dia kata, you are so lucky. I said, I'm not as rich as you. I don't get to buy like 120 ringgit tudung like you. Katakan, well, you have that kind of satisfaction. I said, yeah, but this satisfaction habis. Fashion wise habis. Anak tiba-tiba besar, masa dia umur 10 tahun, apa yang I buat dengan dia? I tak boleh justify. You can write a book about it, and I can't. I don't have anything. So sampai tahap macam ni saya tumpang sedih. Saya tak tahu nak counter macam mana. Sebab banyaknya parents daripada student-student saya ni become my friends. So anak tu membesar. Kadang-kadang pergi, mak bapak pergi umrah ke, pergi Mekah ke lama kan, saya ambil diorang, bawa pergi center. Okay, jom lepak kat center, kawan-kawan semua ada kat sana. So bawa satu family, you know, that kind of thing. So I kata this I cannot help you with. You have to figure out the kid is still a teen, belum adult, belum kahwin, belum bawa diri sendiri. There's still hope.
Don't worry, it's matter of it's adjustable lah.
Maksudnya jangan panik lah, kan. So itulah kata anak I dah teens, I dah missed it. So she left work, she's an engineer. She left work for a while. Basically soul searching lah. Mama ni yang soul searching, anak-anak semua okey je. Dah biasa, mama dia tak ada kan. Tapi when she find the right path, she started working again, so everything is all good. They shifted house so that they have more time with each other. Tak ada masa untuk melangkau jam tu. So ada rezeki lebih, they get a home closer to workplace, so they save time, and that time use back to the children. Alhamdulillah. I said that there's always Allah bagi hidayah. So it's up to you to, orang kata, susun balik semula macam mana.
Just back what the gap is lah.
Adjust saja, insyaAllah. So
okay, so thank you so much, Mazlina, for your very beautiful session. I believe kita cover a lot of respect towards pendidikan awal ni, because it's never too late, right? Even though they have matured, they have reach out, they have time flies.
Yes.
Kita tak boleh nak stop time. Time will always move in a natural way, but when we are filling up our own time with so many things, and then to bring back old times is never going to happen unless you reborn balik. The rebonding element tu is, I think, that's key to a lot of people who have lost time, kan? So kita semua akan lost time respect towards with our mom, with our grandmother, with our bosses, and all the lost time. So that's why we have reunion. That's where we have festive season.
Yes.
So that's where we go back to meet people whom we used to be connected with, catch up. So there always be a time to reborn balik kan. So alright, thank you very much for sharing your session. I think we had so much to understand regarding your activities, your passion, your business skill, and of course the community that you work with, and then the experience that you have. I think there's a lot. The years of your spending time is not wasted. The fact that it fills a lot of your wish list, I would say, and then inshallah we will cover up again with the next session, inshallah. Okay, alright, thank you very much. Berapa jam tu
2 hours.
2 hours.
Berapa dah? An hour and a half.
1.5 an hour and a half. Nanti kita akan chop